The French cement manufacturer Lafarge is facing a difficult future stemming from allegations that it aided and abetted crimes against humanity in Syria. And today, a French court has thrown out that charge, but the company still faces accusations related to its actions since 2011 as the country descended into civil war. Alistair Stanford is joining me now with more on this. Alistair, just give us the latest and the implications of it.
Yes, morning, Rosie. Well, Lafarge is a French industrial giant. It's involved in construction, makes cement and concrete. It's been involved in Syria since 2007. Now, today, the appeal court in Paris was due to rule on whether preliminary charges could proceed, whether they were valid, and it has thrown out the most contentious charge, which is that Lafarge was allegedly complicit in crimes against humanity. But it has given the green light for other charges to proceed, and these are financing terrorism. It's said effectively to have paid money that ended up in the hands of ISIS. It's also accused of violating the embargo, that's by the EU sanctions on oil, and also putting the lives of its employees in danger. So the case still has some way to go. The company is in the dock, as well as 3 former executives. It strongly contested those charges of crimes against humanity. The legal advice seemed to be backing up their defence, and that now has been confirmed by the court.
What's the background to this case, though?
Right. Well, Syria, as the civil war took hold after 2011, other multinationals basically pulled out, but Lafarge stayed on. Now, it said it wanted to protect jobs, keep its operation going, protect the livelihoods of those employees who worked for it, and keep the local economy going. But as things got more and more lawless, the accusation has been that it paid off terrorist groups to keep its operation going, including groups like ISIS. Now, it says it didn't do it directly. It was its Syrian subsidiary that was involved in this. The French executives had basically moved out to Cairo, but it still had lots of Syrian employees there. Nevertheless, Lafarge always maintained that its top priority was the safety and security of its staff. But the accusations from many of those staff and from NGOs is that they put pressure on the employees to stay, and that they put their lives in danger. And there's been witness testimony from the time when ISIS came in and took over the village next door, that there was panic at the factory because they'd been promised buses to evacuate them that didn't materialise, and they effectively had to flee across the desert. Now, as I say, there was a charge that this was tantamount to crimes against humanity. That's been thrown out. But those other very serious charges, including financing terrorist groups, that remains, and the court case will now continue.